Hi, I'm Ken Lammers. Welcome to Minor League Matters. And today we're going to talk. We're going to do another Greeneville Reds report to talk a little bit about what's going on with the management of the place, right, of the stadium, not the management of the team. We talked about that a little bit before. Now, what's going on now is the Boyd Management Group, or Sports Management Group, or whatever, has come in and take charge of it, which is good. I mean, anybody who's been watching this has kind of been bumbling around ever since October. As soon as the Astros dropped the team, it became pretty clear that the Reds were going to pick them up, right? That just seemed to be the way it was going to be, except the Reds never did anything, right? It looked like they were being pretty languid about getting the contract signed. They just weren't moving on it, getting the field all put together and signed, getting a team on the ground to handle things. It wasn't until January, late January, that they rolled around and announced, "Here we are," and showed us the new logos, which were basically the Green Bay Packer logo with except being red instead of gold and green, and the Mr. Redlegs with a coonskin cap instead of the old-fashioned baseball cap. Okay, fine. They get that, and then there's radio silence again. We don't hear or see anything about the team until a little bit later. There's a news article about the guy who is the general manager talking to some sort of group in Greeneville. You can look it up in the Greeneville paper, but in Greeneville, saying that, well, he hadn't got anything going together. He's got no records from when the Astros were there. He's got nothing. He's just trying to put it all together from scratch, and he really isn't getting anywhere, right? That's basically the gist of his message to him, and which was a little bit troubling because it was late for that to be going on. Season ticket holders should be buying season tickets. Probably single ticket holders, buyers should be buying pretty soon, if not already. The people who you are going to place your players with, I mean, a lot of rookie leagues and these sort of things put people in host homes rather than, I don't know, putting them up at apartments or something like that. These are rookie league players. They can't really afford that, and, well, maybe, I don't know, maybe they actually get Tusculum University to let them use the dorms. I doubt it, but maybe they do. That'd be actually a pretty good deal. But it just seemed like nothing was going on and nothing was getting done, right? Finally, there was a little bit of movement on the website, right? The Greeneville Astros website suddenly changed to Greeneville Reds, right? Except for Greeneville Astros remained the place where you went to. You went to greenevilleastros.com to get to the Greeneville Reds website, and the only change was that the Greeneville Astros site was up, and on the top right-hand corner there was a Cincinnati Reds logo and stating that this was a Cincinnati Reds affiliate. No, it's not. The Greeneville Astros are not a Cincinnati Reds affiliate. So that caused some problems. Well, it didn't really cause problems. It was actually kind of annoying and humorous. But now, if you want, you can actually find the schedule. If you do a Google search, Yahoo search, whatever, for the schedule of Greeneville Reds schedule, it will pop up. Again, it will be on the Greeneville Astros site. You'll just be able to get the calendar and look. It won't tell you when the games are, but it will tell you where they are, and which ones are home and which ones are away. So they haven't got that fixed, and that's something that needs to get licked pretty quickly, right? So beyond that, it just was pretty dead. However, Boyd is a good choice, and I'm hopeful about this, right? Because they run the Tennessee Smokies and the Johnson City Cardinals. The Tennessee Smokies are the Chicago Cubs Double-A team, and it's well run. I mean, you go to the Smokies and you have a good experience. They have signs up everywhere saying the friendliest ballpark in America, and having gone to a lot of ballparks in America, they're pretty close. If they're not number one, they're in the top five. It's a well-run, friendly place. Concessions, plenty of concessions for everybody of all sorts, including pretty high-level food at the restaurant slash bar at one end. It's put together well, done well, and it's a good experience. One of the best experiences you can have in minor league ball. So that bodes well. And then the Johnson City Cardinals, which is another Appalachian League team, also kind of bodes well. Now they haven't done as much as good at Johnson City as they have with the Tennessee Smokies, but they've upped it some, improved it some. The seats are better. I can tell you that. 3 years ago I went there and the seats were falling apart. Now they've been improved, right? Better seating for everybody. There's on the left-hand side, as I recall, there's picnic area. There's a bar type of bar, like stand-up bar outside bar area. It's still got some issues. The concession stand out front is still a dinky little concession stand out front. The souvenir stand is, I can't remember if it's a shed or a trailer, but it's out there. It's not great either, and doesn't sell the greatest souvenirs either. They barely sell anything, really. It's not the great. It's maybe the worst one in the league that I can think of. Anyway, and I am not happy about the fact, as I recall, that they put a rug down. They've got turf on there, which is a bad way to play ball. And I know it's cheaper to maintain. It's just a bad way to play ball. And so, while they've improved the Johnson City Cardinals quite a bit, I mean, I'm griping a little bit here, but it is quite better than it was in the past. And they run some specials, they have a special jersey day. They give away things more often than a lot of other teams do in the Appalachian League, because most teams can't afford to give away things in the Appalachian League. They're all run on shoestring budgets with volunteers a lot of places, with the exception of basically Pulaski. And so, it promises that perhaps Greeneville will be a better place to watch a game. For those of you who don't know, the Greeneville Stadium is the best stadium in the Appalachian League, hands down. It's a really well-built stadium, part of the college, and Tusculum College, or University, I think, and I think it's called Pioneer Park. It's better than anything else out there. Now, the guy in Pulaski who owns it is putting tons of money in it and making that as nice a stadium as he can make it. But it's an old municipal stadium that's kind of crammed in between some hills and roads, and he's only got so much room, and he's making what he's got work really, really well. But the stadium that Greeneville's got is better and will be better. I mean, if they put up a video screen on the back on the outfield wall like they have in Pulaski, pretty much it'll be better than Pulaski right then at that moment. To that point, it may be arguable. Now, what won't be arguable, or what hasn't been arguable in the past, is that Pulaski is putting a lot of effort into making the experience good. They are having all sorts of people run around and play games and put enthusiasm into the game between innings. They're having their mascot is going around and really doing things well. They have a whole bunch of young ladies running around cheering and all sorts of things, and they're making sure the souvenir experience is well and everything is good, right? That was sorely missing. And would walk away from the souvenir area, so you couldn't buy from every so often. The kids running the games that were on the field occasionally between innings were lackadaisical, made fun of the little kids that were trying to get out there and have fun with them, and just kind of half bleeped it. You know, they were just not there to make the experience good. Actually, the people that were happiest in the whole place were probably the people running the concession stand, and they were local church folk that were running it so they could get whatever percentage of the profit they got out of it. And, you know, that's an interesting thing. They did talk about in the articles about how, well, we're going to make sure we get the prices down on concessions because that's a big complaint. No, not really. Greeneville had low prices on concessions to begin with. So that's not going to be a huge problem. I'll be interested to see whether the church groups are still running it. I doubt they will. Boyd will probably, in order to make money, run its own concessions and hopefully run its own souvenir stand. Please sell pennants. Drives me nuts. Places won't sell pennants. It's not like it's something that's, you know, a perishable item. If you buy 200 of them and you only sell 50 your first year, you've got them the next year. Unless you've got serious moth and rat problems, you've got them to sell again. I know this. I've seen it at places. The Evansville Otters bought a ton of pennants. I've bought 2 of them. One each year I've gone back. And they're just holding on to them until they sell them. You can do it too. Now that I've had my personal rant and diatribe, let's get back to it. You know, if Boyd does what it's done at other stadiums and puts some oomph back into the fun around the game, lets people, for goodness sake, yell while they're in the stands. It's a minor league ball game. If somebody wants to yell a little bit and it's not cursing somebody out, let them do it. Go look what happens at Elizabethton. You know, that's fun when you got these 2 old guys yelling at the pitcher. Pitch it high, pitch it low, pitch it high, pitch it low, pitch it high. Okay, pitch it high. No, pitch it low. You know, that's fun. The guy at Bluefield, I don't think he's there anymore. God bless his soul. But the guy at Bluefield who used to sit there and yell at the ump all sorts of weird things. What'd you do? Grow up in a sandbox? You know, he just yelled weird, incongruous things that entertained everybody, right? Let people do that sort of thing. They did not want you doing that in Greeneville when the Astros had it. They wanted you to come in and sit down and shut up, right? And not inconvenience them any more than was absolutely necessary. Hopefully, under the Greeneville Reds, with Boyd running it, the stadium will come alive and be much more fun than it has been in the last few years. With that said, I think I'm going to sign off. I'll give all the normal stuff. You know, make comments down below. I promise I will try to read them all. I cannot promise I will answer them all. Got a day job. Boss expects me to work. Yada, yada, yada. If you like this one, hit like. If you like what you're seeing around here generally, hit subscribe. Then go watch everything 9 million times because that's the only way I can get any money, monetization going on with YouTube's new incredibly weird rules. And beyond that, I've just got my normal piece of advice. Go watch some minor league sports. I'll see you soon.